First, cutting across to the news that is just coming in. The main accused in lynching of teenager Junaid has been now arrested by Faridabad police from Maharashtra. The arrest has been made from Dhule in Maharashtra. Faridabad police has arrested the man who stabbed Junaid and his brothers. The arrest has been done from Dhule. Remember, Junaid was murdered on a moving train after communal slurs were hurled at him. The main accused has managed to escape. CCTV footage had captured his movement. Faridabad police has now been able to capture this main accused as well, following the leads. My colleague Shivendra getting us more details. Shivendra, take us through how the cops were able to zero down on this accused and what else do we know about him?
This is major breakthrough by Faridabad police because the main accused in this case, very high profile and very sensitive case, main accused is arrested by Faridabad police and he is arrested from Dhule in Maharashtra. As the police, he was on continuous on run and they were tracking him through electronic surveillance and he was tracking through his known ones also. When he was arrested from Dhule, he was hiding at the place of his known one, and he is arrested a few hours back, and he is taken to Faridabad for further questioning. As the police, he confessed his crime of murdering Junaid and attacking others with knife. Police is also saying that he is ready to recover this weapon of crime, which was knife.
All right, Shivendra, thanks for joining us for those details. Now, 8th July last year, around 4 p.m., there was a 15-minute encounter in Apple Orchard in the valley. That's when terrorist Burhan Wani was finally neutralized by security forces. It's been 1 year since then. The valley plummeled into a chaos for about 7 months. And today, on the death anniversary of a terrorist, once again, Pak agents continue to fuel that fire, claiming that he's been a hero. First up, here's a ground report of how the situation was today in the valley.
More evidence against India haters. Their love for a terrorist. Their voices echoing Pakistan. Yet again, the synergy between terror backer Pakistan and its cronies in Kashmir on full display. Kashmiri separatist hawk Mirwaiz Umar Farooq and the Pakistan Army chief lauding terrorist Burhan Wani on the day when he was gunned down by security forces last year.
आज से ही बंदिशों और कदगनों का सिलसिला जो है वो शुरू कर दिया गया है। पूरी हुर्रियत क़यादत को या तो जेलों में बंद कर दिया गया है या घरों में बंद कर दिया गया है। मुख्तलिफ छापे जो है वो इस वक्त चल रहे हैं और उसके साथ साथ नौजवानों की गिरफ्तारी अमल में लाई जा रही है।
What could be bigger proof of Pakistan instigating and supporting terrorists in the valley? Pakistan Army Chief Qamar Javed Bajwa tweeting to hailing Wani. Jammu and Kashmir remained on the edge. In Srinagar, a shutdown, a clampdown on rallies and meetings, while protesters burnt effigies of Burhan Wani in Jammu.
An uneasy calm prevails in the valley as today is the day when Burhan Wani was killed last year. A shutdown call has been given by separatist parties and the government has imposed various restrictions on the movement of people.
Just about there, the visual that you see is the location where policeman Muhammad Ayub Pandit was lynched by a mob, lynched to death. It led to a lot of outrage. Police personnel had decided to give a day of their salary as well. This remains a very sensitive location.
We have taken all the security measures and we have put in our security forces at all the sensitive places. And you must have seen the things are under control till now. And we'll be keeping a close eye on all the movements so that the day passed off peacefully.
Even as Kashmir remained on the edge, Pakistan breached the ceasefire again in Poonch. A Jawan and his wife falling to Pak bullets. And terrorists ambushed an army convoy in Bandipora. For Pakistan and its agents, Burhan Wani is just a convenient fuel that they can use to burn the valley and to justify their anti-India hatred. With Shujahul Haq and Pooja Shali, Bureau Report, India Today.
How many more lifelines for separatists who are praising these terrorists? Joining us on the panel today evening, Sushant Sareen, Strategic Affairs Analyst, Shabnam Lone, also an activist and lawyer, Ravindra Rayana, who is an MLA from Jammu and Kashmir, joining us, and also with me is my colleague Pooja Shali. Pooja, you've been going around the valley today, and that's why I want to start this with you. What's been the situation today on the first death anniversary of Burhan Wani?
Devina, the security agencies and the district administration chose not to take any chances whatsoever. Their agenda was to maintain law and order and peace across Kashmir Valley. In fact, India Today ventured into some very sensitive locations in downtown, including the street where Ayub Pandit was lynched to death. The downtown area faced highest restriction with regard to 5 police station areas. We even reported from outside the Jamia Mosque, desolate streets. Internet has been snapped across the valley. All identities of drivers who are venturing into these curfew-like areas was being checked. Lal Chowk, which is otherwise a busy street, was also desolate today. Now, the forces are telling us, and very clearly DIG Srinagar North also told us today, that this will only remain for the day, and if it remains peaceful in Kashmir Valley, the next day all the services will be back on track. Let's not forget, Amarnath Yatra was also suspended for a day because the district administration, the government, wants to assure that no large gathering took place, that there was no violence. Of course, it also led to inconvenience for a lot.
Absolutely, we'll try and connect with Pooja. But the question here is, why should the common man suffer? Why should schools, shops be shut because a terrorist was neutralized, rightly so, by our armed forces? And who are these people who are claiming that he is a hero? Coming to you right now, Mr. Ravindra Rayana, and this is a question to your government in power with the PDP in the state. Why is it Saeed Ali Shah Gilani can call Burhan Wani role model for youth? Why is it that Mirwaiz Omar Farooq can say he was martyred by Indian forces, his sacrifice won't go in vain? Why is it Yasin Malik is announcing that there will be a procession till Tral? And thankfully, there's been a curfew which has been put in place. Why are these separatists allowed to run away with these propaganda statements?
First of all, I would like to inform all the viewers of India Today that there is not a curfew all across the Kashmir Valley. If you go to the North Kashmir, you can ask your journalist Pooja, who is here in Srinagar. Whole of the North Kashmir, there is a normal life routine today proceeded all over in North Kashmir. There are some parts in the South Kashmir like Pahalgam, Kangan, some area in the Central Kashmir like this northern areas, touching the northern areas, no problem at all. There are some sensitive places. There are, we have a very specific inputs that terrorists may strike over there. And the government has taken the preventive measures like downtown area in Srinagar, then there is Pulwama, then there is Taral, and one of the areas
Mr. Rayana, I do know of the preventive measures that have been taken place. My question is simply this, why no preventive measures against these Pak agents, against these separatists? Why are they allowed to make these statements? Saeed Ali Shah Gilani in a house arrest can get away with making a statement that Burhan Wani is a hero and the martyrdom will be honored.
See, all these, everybody knows, even when India Today carried out a string operation in which these people accepted the Hawala money from Pakistan, and after that, how NIA, how ED, how Jammu and Kashmir government, how Union government, Ministry of Home Affairs has cracked down on the establishment of all these Hurriyatwalas. We will never give them free space in Kashmir Valley. We have put Masrat Alam behind the bar. We have put Asian Drabi behind the bar, Yasin Malik, and see how we have taken, how we have break down their links with the social fabrics in Kashmir Valley. We will never give them the free space, and even today, this is their frustration and desperation. See, the common Kashmiris, you have rightly said in your
so then Mr. Rayana, ban Hurriyat, then ban Hurriyat, come out with an official declaration, say Hurriyat is banned. Shabnam Lone, a Kashmiri today is living in fear as well because of this rhetoric from all the separatist leaders in the valley. Time to ban Hurriyat?
Well, that's up to the government, but the situation is far from what Mr. Ravindra Rana has understood. Maybe he has understood it in his own myopic way, and he is presenting an oversimplified view. Now, the fact is that Kashmir remains in an unparalleled, unprecedented storm of grief, a valley of frozen fear, a valley of frozen justice, a valley of frozen political and historical complexities. The government has failed. You were talking of why the schools are closed. It is the government which closed the schools on the call of the Hizbul Mujahideen chief, Sayyid Salahuddin. Now, may I add so? If Sayyid Salahuddin has given a press conference in Pakistan,
we have taken the preventive measures. Had we not taken the preventive measures, there would have been loss of lives.
Shabnam, are you saying that a terrorist writ is ruling in Kashmir? Is that what you say?
Behind your filibuster? No filibustering, sir. Don't filibuster.
Shabnam Lone Sahiba,
Shabnam Lone, we need to get this corrected because the schools and shops have been shut down. They are surrounded by security forces for security of the people. A writ of a terrorist is ruling in the valley. Is that what you're saying, Sayyid Salahuddin? Now a US designated terrorist, is his writ going to rule Kashmir?
That is what I'm saying. You have not understood. I'm saying since 25 years, it is Sayyid Salahuddin who rules the state. His writ runs. All these Abdullahs and these Muftis, they are minions.
The fact is, Shabnam, the fact is that terrorists like Burhan Wani, when they're neutralized, don't need to be hailed as heroes. They are hailed as heroes by those separatists who are taking protection from the Indian state.
You are sitting over in New Delhi and talking about the people of
against India.
You cannot understand. Shabnam Lone Sahiba, you are sitting over at New Delhi in an air-conditioned rooms at New Delhi and talking about Kashmir. We are here in Kashmir. I am here in Srinagar. I have visited all the areas. We are looking. You are there at New Delhi and talking about Kashmir over here.
And I will buy 10 ACs with my hard work. I'm not a scamster.
Shabnam Lone,
we call all the murderers.
Okay, Shabnam Lone, nobody can understand what you want to say. Ravindra Rana, please calm down. Mr. Rana, please calm down. Please calm down. Shabnam Lone, please calm down. It's not the way that this debate is going to happen. Please calm down, both of you. I want to get in Sushant Sareen in. I want to get Sushant Sareen in because it's time that this kind of rhetoric goes out of the window. Miss Shabnam Lone, it's time that this kind of rhetoric goes out of the window. We are looking at solutions for Kashmir Valley. For a terrorist, the 1-year death anniversary becomes a hero-hailing, worshipping moment for Pak agents. It is a time when schools and shops are shut. It is a time when security forces have to be beefed up in the valley for a terrorist death anniversary. Shameful. Let me get it, Sushant Sareen. Sushant, we've seen Sayyid Salahuddin's rhetoric as well on Pakistan television. As Shabnam Lone is saying that it is the Sayyid Salahuddins who are now fueling the hatred across the border. He has said that I have sponsored terror strikes against India, will continue to do so as well. Do you feel India hasn't been able to do enough to quell this rhetoric from one government to the other, because of which Pak agents like Mirwaiz Omar Farooq, like Saeed Ali Shah Gilani are being emboldened?
Look, clearly there is a problem, but just, on a slightly lighter side, I don't know why we bring the poor AC into much more weightier matters. How does it matter if somebody is commenting sitting in an AC room or not commenting sitting in an AC room? So I think we trivialize the debate, number one. Number two, let's be clear about one thing. Sayyid Salahuddin, there was a time when he was literally in a doghouse even in Pakistan, because there was no traction for his kind of stuff in Kashmir Valley. Things have deteriorated, and they have not deteriorated overnight. They have deteriorated over the last 5-6 years. There were telltale signs which were clearly ignored by both the central government as well as the state governments. And to some extent even the security forces. So I think there is a problem now we face. Now, if a call like this has come, clearly there is some kind of ferment taking place in some parts of Kashmir, and there will be people, and if there is an apprehension of breach of peace, I think it is the sensible thing for any government to clamp down, to shut off the internet, put curfew in some of the places where there is apprehension of breach of violence. So what has happened today, I don't think is so critical or so crucial, but I don't think we should either pat ourselves on the back that today has passed off kind of peacefully, nor should we get a little hysterical about how can these terrorists impose their will. They have done it simply because the biggest failure of both the central as well as the state governments, and this is not overnight, this is not this government, but successive governments, has been that we have empowered the terrorists and the separatists and their supporters, and we have disempowered those people who stand with India. And that has been the biggest failure of this government. So a man like Mirwais Umar Farooq continues, and we make this song and dance that we have whittled down his security.
Okay.
Why should he be given any security whatsoever?
Ravindra Raina wants to respond. Ravindra Raina wants to respond. Sushant, I have to take a short break. I have to take a short break.
Just one more point, and then
yes,
Mr. Raina will respond to that.
I know that you want to speak, Sushant. Ravindra Raina wants to respond. The first death anniversary of a terrorist, Burhan Wani, who's been hailed as a hero not only by the separatists who are Pak agents in the valley. Now the news coming in, Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has also hailed Burhan Wani. Sushant Sareen, strategic affairs analyst, joining me. Shabnam Lone continues to be with us, activist and lawyer. Ravindra Raina, BJP MLA, with us. And Ravindra, this is a question for you. Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has paid tributes to militant commander Burhan Wani, saying that his death infused a new spirit in the struggle for freedom. The blood rendered by Burhan Muzaffar Wani has infused a new spirit in the freedom movement. The Kashmiri people are steadfast to take their movement to a logical conclusion. A direct dare from Pakistan. How does the government plan to respond to it at the center? Your party in power. We've seen the Pakistan diplomacy going horribly wrong. How does the Indian government plan to respond to Pakistan's Prime Minister's brazen dare?
First of all, I would like to congratulate you for exposing the Pakistan's Prime Minister and Pakistan's Army Chief Bajwa. The way they today paid tribute to one of the terroristic killer of people of Kashmir. Burhan Wani, who was a terrorist who recruited the innocent youth in terrorist activities, and even today, very senior this advocate of Supreme Court, Shabnam Lone Saiba. I have a very high regard for Shabnam Lone Saiba, but when Shabnam Lone Saiba said there is a grief in Kashmir Valley, not at all. Grief is there when people recall their lost sons. Those were killed by terrorists in Kashmir Valley by virtue of Pakistani sponsored terrorists, and where the Pakistani Prime Minister and Pakistan's Army Chief today they pay tribute to one of the terroristic killer, a murderer of our Kashmiri people. This is an eye-opener, an expose by yourself, and definitely
Sushant Sareen, when the Prime Minister said, in unequivocal terms,
we have taken all the measures to hit out the nefarious designs of Pakistan.
Okay, Mr. Raina, we'll calm down the rhetoric a bit, sir. Hold on, sir. Mr. Raina, let me get in Sushant Sareen. Sushant Sareen, when the Prime Minister said in unequivocal terms, no talks till terror is stemmed, Pakistan has failed to deliver. There is no room for talks with Pakistan, but is India failing in its Pak diplomacy?
Well, I think we are becoming a little more realistic about our Pak diplomacy and the attitude of the government towards Pakistan. I think that treating Pakistan with a fair amount of contempt is the right attitude. I would really suggest to Mr. Raina that this war is not going to be won by shouting on television screens. I want to ask a simple question. You put a person under house arrest What kind of a house arrest is it that he can issue a call for a ban, he can issue a call for mobilization, he can issue statements, he can give interviews on telephone? What kind of a farcical house arrest are you keeping these people under? In any case, they need to be thrown into prison somewhere outside Kashmir. You do this and then you give us lectures on the television screens. That is one issue.
Absolutely.
The other issue is that the government also needs to go into an overdrive. See, I think the Pakistanis are digging their own grave and digging themselves into a pit by extolling the virtues of a self-confessed, self-proclaimed terrorist like Burhan Wani. We need to turn this this narrative around and fling it back at the Pakistanis and show them for what they are.
I think the government has started doing it, but it needs to do a lot more. Last word to you. You said
my dear,
yes,
Sushant sir, I would like to intervene over here on the remarks of Sushant Saab. And my dear sir, it was a call given by one of the terrorist outfit, Hizbul Mujahideen, and they called Hurriyat conference to support. It is our duty. We are duty bound. There were inputs from the security forces to manage to take the preventive measures that we had taken. We have put all these people behind the bars.
Mr. Raina, no doubt, the security forces are on a strict vigil. Shabnam Lone, last word to you.
Davina, I'll make one point.
Yes, Shabnam Lone, go ahead.
One point. It was. You see, when the Muftis took over, it was supposed to be a tale of winning hearts and minds. Unfortunately, it is a tale of curfewed hearts and minds in the valley, and that is an inflection point which should never have happened.
Well, we'll end it with that. Sushant Sareen, Shabnam Lone, Ravindra Raina, thanks for joining us.
People of Kashmir, we did it.
Mr. Raina, thank you for joining us. And of course, the BJP was the one under Atal Bihari Vajpayee to talk about insaniyat in Kashmir. It's time that insaniyat is also put with the state government's policies in practice as well.